Hi, my name is Jordan Numbu, and the title of this video is called Womenism, and I'm about to answer questions based on what we was given this week. So, a synopsis of what we did. I said three synopsises: women fighting for rights, roles of women in organization, and gender role play a major part in the late 1800s. A theme of what we read and the videos that we saw is sexism and rise of newspaper and how they spread information and how black women were at the bottom of the society. And things also about the common clash. What the video we saw is a couple informations about it. Is how the roles that HBCU play in the late 1800s. So what I didn't know, like a couple information, is a lot. The major HBCU was started by white people, and the early donors of HBCU were people like John D. Rockefeller and his wife, Morehouse and Spelman, is all of their name. Also, Booker T. Washington and W. Du Bois both wanted education for black people, but both of them had different views on how education can be used for the rise of black people. There's that. Uh, they were different. Also, yeah, so we have W. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. So I wrote these down. That's why I'm reading it. So W. Du Bois uh, created coined the term double consciousness, which is a concept refers to the atomic conflict experienced by a marginalized group, particularly African American, who must navigate their identities through the lens of the dominant society. And also, you have another term. This was coined by Kimberly Crenshaw, inter- interse- intersectionality. Intersectionality is the framework highlights of how overlapping system oppression, such as racism, sexism, can create a unique experience for a discriminated person, which in this case would be black women, because black women suffer from sexism and racism. So they were at a crossroad, an inter crossroad, you'll say. And from the work two black women from Maryland. So the first one I chose was Frances Ellen Watkins from Maryland. And why is she important? She was a prominent abolitionist, suffrage, and co-founder of the National Association of Colored Women, which predates the NAACP. So this shows how the role of black women were major in founding major black organization. And she used her work and skills to advocate for racial and gender equality. And and you can see how she's connected to double consciousness because she's a black woman, and because she's a black woman in America, and she suffered from how the dominant white society saw her through the stereotype, through the marginalization. Also, you also have how she's connected to the intersectionality because she's black and she's a woman, so she suffered from sexism and racism, and she talks a lot about that in her work. And the second person that I chose from Maryland is Lily Mae Carroll Jackson. She's important because she was a civil rights leader in the organization in Baltimore, Maryland, and known as the mother of the civil rights movement. And she led the Baltimore branch of the NAACP and played a major role in in desegregating public spaces and fighting for voting rights. Mm. And Jackson suffered the same thing as also suffered the same thing as double consciousness and intersectionality. I'm sorry, this is a tongue twisting word. As a black woman, she also dealt with black women, the roles of black women in black organization. She advocated for black women to be seen as equal to black men. Yeah. And also, through these two women, we see how they, you see how a lot of how black women were actually the major backbone of black organization back then and also today. How black women, even though they found it, they laid the groundwork for black progress, black liberty. They were often overshadowed by people like Booker T. Washington and W. E. Du Bois, which that's the case for many black women back then. Also, my sources are primary sources for Frances Ellen Watkins is her Peach. We are all bound together that she said in 1886, and for also for secondaries for Miss Lily Mae Carroll Jackson. I found one of her sources on the Maryland State Archive. All right, Maryland.gov. That's it.